Hey friends, it's Becky here back with Bountifully Blessed. I hope I've caught you on a beautiful day like it is here today. I am excited. We've got a lot of stuff to do in the garden today, and I thought I'd bring you along. So we have got a lot to harvest, and I'm extremely excited about it. We've got our lovely space here that has just been a huge encouragement this year. But of course, all good things have to come to an end, and this is one of them. So what we're going to be doing today is we're actually going to be topping off our plants so that they can just finish ripening everything that they have currently. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me just because, well, let's be honest. Anything that has just been producing and doing well and something that you've got to watch thrive and grow, it's hard. But all things have to come to an end. And unfortunately, this is the end of this gardening season for us here. We are due for our first frost the beginning of November. And so what we're going to be doing is I've got a decent amount of things to harvest today, which I'm extremely excited for. I've got a lot of plans. And then on top of that, I have a lot that I need to top off. So we are going to have some fun and take care of what needs to be taken care of. There's a lot of peppers and a lot of tomatoes that I've been needing to harvest, and it is just time to get down and dirty, so to speak. So let's get to it. All right, friends. I have got my gardening bag here, my scissors. I actually had some better scissors, but you know, life happens and we don't always necessarily do things the right way. So I am going to be harvesting some of my peppers here. Let's get you guys in a good position here. Okay, friends, I think I've got you guys in a good spot here. So what I'm going to be doing, I've never actually decided to top off plants before. It's not something that I've ever done. I'm honestly a little nervous to do that. These peppers here have been black for what feels like ever. I'm like, are you guys ever going to ripen? So, ooh, finally, we've got a couple that are finally ripening. Man, these guys clearly must have a lot of heat because they have been taking forever. All right, now what I'm really excited for is my peppers. Right here, I've got so many red peppers here. I've got my Satan's Kiss peppers here, and I've got my jalapenos that have not been hot. That's okay. And I've just been waiting and waiting and waiting, what feels like forever, to be able to get these guys. So I'm going to harvest all of these beauties. We are going to enjoy making paprika with some bigger peppers. Some of these I could let sit on the vine longer, but I'm not going to. And I just realized that I did not bring anything to put these in. That's genius. Maybe next time you go to harvest something, maybe make sure you have something to put that harvest in. Just a thought, in case you were curious. Don't pull a Becky. All right. I cut one that wasn't quite that ready, but that is a decent harvest of some beautiful, yet not spicy, peppers. Oh my goodness. My jalapenos were quite interesting, if I can say the least, because they didn't do anything that I was expecting them to. They were not hot in any way. So what I'm going to do is I've got my little seed bag here. I'm just going to put them in here because why not? Right. I just have to make sure that I keep those ones and the spicy ones away from each other that look the same. Oh my goodness. That's just what we need, right? Is to have a mix-up of some hot and non-hot peppers. Now that would be quite an adventure, if I must say. All right, I've got a decent amount of Satan's Kiss peppers to harvest. I've been waiting for quite a few of these, but they clearly take quite a while to ripen because I swear I was staring at these things for what felt like ever. And finally got them to ripen. So I got a nice good handful of these. I actually have a lot of Satan's Kiss peppers in the house as well that I've been kind of collecting throughout the time here. Satan's Kiss pepper is actually the one I'm hoping to overwinter. I've never overwintered a pepper before, but it would be really, really nice because this one has not produced as much as I expected it to, honestly, but we will save that for another day as well. Now, I'm really, really excited because I've got here these, remember, all three of these right here are all surprise peppers. I did a hot salsa blend, and what's really, really sad is I still have no idea what they are or what even the possibilities are because I have no idea where the seed packet is. I have all of my seeds right here with me, and I have no clue what any of them are. So that will be a fun adventure because I have no idea what any of these are. Oh my goodness. It's been quite the time, I tell ya. That's okay. Oh my goodness. So we've got a nice harvest. These ones were actually mystery pepper tasting that my husband and I enjoyed sharing for you. Still have no idea what they are, but I know that they're hot. So we're going to keep those ones separated from the rest. Since apparently I don't have a bucket or a bag. I had a bag that I was planning on bringing, and I failed at my job. That's okay. We're making it work. I just want the food, okay? That's all I really care about. Oops, I missed one. Don't miss any peppers. Now, I have never topped off my peppers before, so I honestly am a little nervous to do it, but I feel like it's super duper important, so I'm going to do that here. I've got a lot of random areas that have like blossoms and everything on them, and I'm just gonna cut off the tops of them where they're at if they don't have a pepper already on them, which of course most of these do, but if they don't, make sure I do that. All right. It's a little bit harder to discover that than you would think too. Well, this little guy didn't quite get off the ground like I was hoping. I have about 4 jalapenos on this one. I have no idea if they're going to be spicy. Guess we'll find out. All right. I know I saw one of these. I have no idea what these are, but the shape of them is quite fun. So we'll see what the plan is there. These ones I know are supposed to be spicy, but their shape of them is a little bit different than what I'm used to seeing. So I guess we'll see the taste of these guys and go from there. But I'm excited to try that one. And finally, these guys are turning. I feel like I have been watching these for I don't even know how long. I have no idea what kind of pepper these are either, but they also kind of have that smaller oblong shape. So for all I know, these could be the same. I have no idea. But I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to, ooh, that hurts. I'm going to just top these guys off where there's new growth coming. That way it can focus all its energy on ripening the current peppers that are on it. Oh man, that is painful. That is very painful, but I know it's important. So we're just doing it. Just get it done, right? Got to get it done. Especially since these guys have been taking so long. That is one thing I'm excited to do with my peppers, is because I haven't had the ability to, oopsies, my bad. Oh well, we'll see how spicy it is green too. But topping them off versus, you know, getting to get them ahead for the next year, I'm really excited for, because if I can actually get them a head start, then I won't have to be waiting for what seems like forever to get these peppers. Because it does. It feels like forever. Like, I just don't get it. I don't know if I'm doing this right. What I'm doing is I'm going around and finding all the spots that have new growth that aren't just plain leaves. And I'm going around snipping those off. That way, if there's new bulbs on them like this, they won't focus on growing that. That makes sense to me. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, but it's what I'm doing. So if it's got new growth on it, it's coming off. Which there's actually a lot more than I was expecting. Peppers kind of just, they are just their own thing altogether. All right. I'm feeling pretty good about this. Just kind of moving around. I've got my jalapenos here. You know what? That one's pretty red. I'm just gonna cut that one off anyways. Alrighty. Now my tomatoes are just a little bit entertaining. I have kind of let them take over a little bit more than I care to admit. Oh my goodness. So let me get my little bag here. I have no idea what these are still, so I'm going to put those in there. Okay. We're coming back around, my friends. Oh my heavens. So, oh, my tomatoes have been quite the interesting adventure. I have had quite a fun time with trellising some of these. I did not have any new trellises that were going to be functional for the space that I had these in. So I just kind of hokied it because I wanted to see how big these guys would get. And as you can imagine, they actually got quite big. So entertaining is definitely the name of the game here. So let's get this guy in order. And I can just show you how out of control my tomatoes really have gotten. So this one here is my chocolate cherry tomato. I just kind of let it go a little wild here, as you can see. It got quite tall. Yeah, I was trellising it and trellising it and trellising it, and then it just kind of kept flopping over, and it was just kind of doing its thing, and I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna let it do its thing. So we did. And it's here, and it exists, and it's hilarious. So I'm gonna do the same thing with these. We're gonna top these guys off after we collect some tomatoes. So I'm extremely excited about that. So this one, let's see here. I know I had a couple in here that were ripe for the picking. Let's see here. I've had quite a few that have been really, really big, but all my little ones started ripening. But I've had a lot that are just huge, that are just ready to do their thing. So I honestly think that because there's so many on here that I don't think are going to really mature, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to top this whole thing off where it hurts. We're going to do this right here. Oh, so all of that growth is bye-bye, because that's right where all of those bigger tomatoes are at. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Oh, that's a little challenging though, because this one actually has a lot of tomatoes on the top. Okay, we're just gonna okay, we got it. So I just topped it off right in front of all those tomatoes. Okay, we're doing good, friends. We're doing good. This one is the real crazy one. So I don't think I have anything nuts on here. If I do, I would be shocked. Okay, we're good. We are so good. All right, same thing. I really should have brought my butter scissors. I really feel very unprepared for this. I promise I'm usually a lot more prepared, but clearly not today. Not today. Okay. I think there's only these 4 on here, which is shocking to me. All right. Next is this fabulous one here. This is my, well, both of these are my San Marzanos. These guys have just been so much fun. I definitely am going to be growing these again next year. I'm going to be saving some seeds. We're going to actually be doing a video on that. So I'm extremely excited about that. So same thing. I'm just going to top this off where there are not fruits that I'm having to worry about. Some of these have a small amount of fruit, not a whole lot. But since there's fruit, I figured, you know what, I don't know, I've never used green tomatoes for anything, but you know what, I might as well give myself the opportunity to try. All right. Now comes the fun part. I have been waiting what feels like so long for some San Marzanos that weren't just layered in huge, what do you call it? Not blight. Blossom end rot. There we go. Oh my goodness. I am a train wreck, guys. I am so sorry. This is what I get for doing this after work. Because now I'm just, my brain is just done. It's just done. That's okay. We're managing, okay? This is us managing. Oh, goodness. All right. Now, one thing that I've been very, very confused by that I have not seen any other tomato do, and I don't know if this is a San Marzano tomato thing, or maybe it's just a tomato thing and I've just never seen it before. But if you watched my video on uniqueness in the garden, you'll remember that this chocolate cherry tomato had some really unusual growth pattern coming off of the actual stalk with the blossoms on it, which I'd never seen. But my San Marzanos have been doing the same exact thing. How crazy is that? So I don't know if that's normal. I found it very interesting that it was doing that. So I don't know. I really just don't know. So I've been having a lot of really random growths, per se, off of things that I would have not expected to have growths on. But I'm so stinking excited, guys. I have been waiting for San Marzanos for what feels like forever. My husband's been really excited for them too. And I finally have a decent harvest. I've just been getting them and throwing them in the freezer, but I've had to cut a lot of them halfway because they had such severe blossom end rot. And the beginning of my season was extremely hot, so I'm not surprised by that one bit. But I'm extremely excited to try these. I've been really excited to try them for realsies and get to make some good stuff with them. So a good handful of those. Got about 5 of them, and thankfully they're not all covered in blossom end rot like I was struggling with before. So let's see if there's any more hiding from me that are ripe. There's one that's turning, but we'll let that one keep ripening for now. I think we're gonna just keep pruning here. Some of these I have a feeling are gonna get, I don't think they're gonna get that big, but don't know until you try. All right, let's take a look and see if there's any hiding in here. Man, tomatoes really are resilient. They really are. These guys just regrow and regrow. No matter how many times you cut these things off, they just keep coming back. They just keep on coming back. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay, where have we topped everything off? Because that's where it's really going to have to be the thing here. Let's see. I don't know if any of these are going to have time enough to really do anything, but figured I might as well give it the opportunity, right? It's awfully silly for it not to have the opportunity to at least try. Doesn't seem big enough to really give a shot, but if it ends up being green, I will find something to do with it. Has anyone made green tomato paste? I'm just teasing. That would be quite the interesting thing, I'm sure. Green tomato paste. If anybody's made green tomato paste, now that would be quite interesting, to say the least. All right, let's see. Feeling pretty good about this. Any of them that like just started a new tomato, I'm like, you know what? There's no way that's going to ripen in 20 days. Like, that's just not going to happen. Tomatoes don't do that quickly. Wouldn't that be nice? Tomatoes could ripen that quickly. Now that would be a sight to see. Okay. I am feeling really good about that one. Let's see. As long as I got them all. There's a lot more heads to this than you would think. All right, beauties. Now comes the belle of the ball, so to speak. I have been so excited, friends, for my Jubilee tomatoes. I've been so stinking excited for these. Oops. Okay. This is my Jubilee tomatoes. I originally started out with a lot more. Unfortunately, they just were not, it was just not going to happen, and that's okay. Life happens. We move on. So, this is my lovely Jubilee tomato. I have been waiting and waiting and waiting what feels like forever to get a decent enough harvest of these. Now, these few ones down here on the bottom, I found very interesting because during the main heat of the season, we did have tomatoes that were ripening, or rather not ripening at that point. The heat was not affecting them as far as actually being fertilized, but they were all coming out really small. Oops. Look at how tiny these are. Isn't that so funny? But I have some on here that are going to be so huge, and I'm so excited. So I will definitely be growing these guys again next year. I am obsessed with these. I love their bright, vibrant color. They make me so happy. And if you've never tried a Jubilee tomato, I am telling you, you are missing out. They taste so incredible. So incredible. So I've got these huge ones up here. As you can see, the fall time has definitely treated them nicely. And I've got quite a few that are going to be nice and big. And I'm just so mind blown, guys, at how incredible these tomatoes are. Like, everything I've grown in the past has all been really small tomatoes, like intentionally small tomatoes. So actually growing something intentionally because it's bigger and really hardy is like, there's just something really rewarding about that. So these are definitely kind of like my babies. Plus, they're just happy tomatoes. They're orange for one. And hello, they're called Jubilee tomatoes. So you can't not be happy about them. They're orange and they've got a great name. So I am very, very excited about these. I'm hoping next year that even though I will have a decent harvest here, hopefully in the next couple weeks, I've got some really, really beautiful big ones on here that I'll be harvesting. But hopefully I can get these guys going next year at a quicker pace. I did get everything in the garden really late this year. Not intentionally, but I was just taking forever to get my garden bed ready, and life was just, it was just not happening quickly for me. So I am extremely, extremely excited for this next year. We are going to start our Jubilee tomatoes nice and early. Unfortunately, our last frost, usually we have to watch out around Mother's Day. So I'm going to try and make sure I get these guys in the ground as early as I possibly can. Really watch the weather so that way I can make sure that I get as much goodness as humanly possible from these guys, because I just love them so much. They are so happy. They taste amazing. They smell amazing. They look amazing. And I love that they are supposed to be like 2 to 3 inch fruits. And I've got these guys that are like, I don't know, a half an inch. So stinking cute. But then I've got some of these that are the size of like baseballs. So they are just a fun one. I just can't get enough of them. So that is kind of the gist of my harvest video today. I finally got a decent harvest, enough to actually do some stuff with, which I'm extremely excited about. So we are going to be here very soon once we actually get our last harvest of the year. We are going to get the rest of our jalapenos that are not spicy. Those are going to be turned into paprika, so stay tuned for that. And then I'm thinking that these, because my beautiful Jubilee tomatoes have such a wonderful bright flavor to them, I think that these will make an amazing tomato soup, since I will not have enough to make sauce, which was my original intentions with these. But that's okay. I had a feeling that that was just not going to happen. And that's just because I had a lot of really weird, unpredictable things. I originally was supposed to have 4 of these tomato plants, and I only ended up with 1. So life happens, we move on, we make do with what we have, and I'm really excited to turn these into some beautiful tomato soup for the fall. And then we are going to hopefully have enough San Marzanos to make some paste or some tomato sauce. We'll see. It may be just a cute small batch, but that's okay. And then the plan is with the hot peppers is the ones that we know about, the Satan's Kiss peppers. Those are going to be turned into some beautiful red pepper flakes so that my husband can turn that into some hot sauce. And then the other ones are just going to be turned into a red pepper flake in general, to take the place of the ones that we currently have in the house. So we've got lots of really fun plans coming up here soon. Stay tuned for those videos. And I just want to encourage you to get out there. I don't have a large space. I grow my own seeds, start my own seeds in a mini greenhouse in my apartment. And I have just these garden boxes that my apartment complex provides for me. However, we are going to be planting garlic here soon, here literally in the next couple of days, if not later tonight when it gets a little bit cooler. And I have a garden box that I got online last year, and that's where my garlic is going to go. So I encourage you, no matter what space you have, nothing is going to be perfect. Jess over at Roots and Refuge Farm, she is so wonderful at telling people that to turn your waiting room into a classroom. And that's what I started doing when I started growing things in this little greenhouse, which I'll be actually showing you here soon, since we're going to be actually out of the physical garden outside. We are going to be having fun, and I'm going to show you my little adventures of things that I grow in my apartment complex. I store my seeds in a little mini greenhouse with a grow light, and I grow all kinds of things in there. This last year I made, I had radishes in there. This year I have some lettuce actually currently in there that we need to harvest for dinner. And obviously herbs and all of that good stuff. But at the end of the day, turn your waiting room into a classroom. I do not have my ideal space that I would like, but I'm also not letting that stop me from doing what I love, which is to be out in the garden, to make things with what I have and making whatever I have work. So I encourage you, no matter your space, get out there and try something. It does not matter what it is. Get yourself a $30 mini greenhouse, invest in a decent grow light like I did, and see what you can do inside your space. You don't need a balcony. I do not have a balcony. Mine sits in my living room where my Christmas tree usually sits. So I encourage you, don't let your space define what you're capable of doing when it comes to growing things and learning. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in the next one. I pray that you are bountifully blessed. Until next time.